In the Franklin College education system, arson-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Chem 448, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Chemistry Victims Unit. These are their stories.
I just don't understand why someone would do this.
Anger, lust, lack of childhood therapy.
Okay, I understand, but why the local pharmacy? I mean, old man Oedipus is such a sweetheart. And arson? Arson?
I don't know. We need to look at the evidence. But right now, we have Fix-It Felix Jr., Princess Bubblegum, Pillsbury Doughboy, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Did the results come from the evidence lab yet?
I think they did. I'll go get them.
All right, I'll meet you in there.
Okay, so we ran NMR on the white powder. Looks a lot like acetaminophen.
Wow, acetaminophen. Who would have guessed that at a pharmacy fire?
I'm gonna need to be a little less sarcastic. But Princess Bubblegum works at the pharmacy. Seems a little shady.
All right, I'll give you that one. Anything else?
Well, we found a shopping list, and it's weird because there's matches on it.
Matches, they start fires.
They do. And we ran the ink from the paper with the pens we found on the suspects, and it matches none other than the Pillsbury Doughboy.
No one suspects the cuddly ones. Alright. And what about the accelerant?
The accelerant, well, we ran NMR against some common accelerants, and it's looking like methyl ethyl ketone.
Ah, paint litter.
Mm-hmm.
How would someone get something like that?
Hardware store?
So fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyone can buy it.
Alright, and then the blood alcohol content.
Ooh, 2 of them were having a little too much fun that night.
Ah, sounds a lot like our honeymoon.
You're fine.
Alright, so it looks like fix it, SpongeBob.
Yep.
Well, I guess we have no other option than to talk to the suspects.
Guess so.
Alright, let's get to it. Alright, SpongeBob. How's it going? Have fun the other night?
What are you guys talking about?
The night of the fire. You had some fun, right?
You know, the kind of fun that involves alcohol.
Oh yeah, I go out quite a bit and have a few drinks.
A few drinks? A few drinks? That's pretty crazy because our lab results say otherwise.
Yeah, our GCMS detected a blood alcohol content of 0.12.
You should be dead. So let's be honest with ourselves here. You had a few more than a few drinks. You had a lot of drinks. You did something pretty bad that night, didn't you?
Something awful.
I didn't say awful.
You wouldn't call what you did awful?
Look, I will admit I drank more than I should have, but it wasn't just me. My buddy Fix-It was with me, and we drank, and the emotions got quite heavy. He started to get sad about his ex, so I told him to reach out. As far as I know, they were meeting up, and I think that's a pretty magical thing.
Wait, so you didn't set fire to the pharmacy?
No. Why would I do that? I was just helping a buddy out. Personally, I stay away from fires. Drives me out. After he left, I just headed back home. I had an early shift in the morning at the Krusty Krab, and I would never be late for a shift. I love my job.
So let me get this straight. You get absolutely plastered the night before a shift of some job that you apparently just love.
Look, I don't go around judging how you do your job, but I was home by 10. Like I said, I love my job.
Okay. We got everything we need from you. Thank you.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, it was. However, it's pretty solid. I mean, the only thing going against him is the alcohol. And he's got a point. I have never seen him miss a shift or jeopardize his position.
He was also back before the fire even happened, so I guess it's pretty safe to assume he didn't do it.
You want me to go get the next one?
Please.
Fix it. Hey, how's it going?
I mean, it's going great. Heard you had a great night the other night. You know, the night of the fire.
Yeah, me and my boy Sponge went out for a couple drinks last night.
Well, your boy Sponge had some other things to say.
He says a lot more happened.
I mean, I got some drinks and then went out with my ex after. I wouldn't call that super unusual.
Listen, we already know you had more than a few drinks. We analyzed your blood alcohol content, 0.15. You were practically lighter fluid at that point. Speaking of lighter fluid, we found something pretty interesting at the crime scene, didn't we?
Something really interesting.
Well, what was so interesting that I need to know?
Methyl
Ethyl,
ketone.
also known as paint thinner.
Well, I get it. Because I'm a handyman, that means I have to have the paint thinner. And then I have to set the pharmacy on fire. A lot of people need paint thinner, believe it or not.
You seem awfully defensive there.
I wonder why. How would you like to be accused of arson?
That's fair. I understand. Do you have any idea why paint thinner might be at the scene?
Clue, but it's not that hard to get your hands on. I literally just bought some for a client. The only thing I'm worried about fixing right now is my relationship with my ex, not some paint job. I would do anything to rekindle that relationship.
So, who's your ex? Anyone we know?
Princess Bubblegum?
Are you aware that she's an employee of Oedipus Rx? One of our primary suspects.
Suspect. I was with her that night, and I think I would remember a fire. We went back to her place after a bit.
I don't know, man. With all that alcohol in your system, I'm surprised you still remember your name.
What time did you get to her place?
10:48.
Oh wow, it's not too long after the fire took place.
Look, guys, we were texting while we were at the bar. We never said anything about a fire.
Jesus, I can't even read half of these.
Looks like you're pretty committed to her. I would do anything for you.
Look, I love her.
Wait. What's this? Make sure to bring the stuff? Fire emoji?
What stuff, Felix? Oh, what's this? Princess Bubblegum hates her boss because, quote unquote, I can't say that word, won't let me chew bubblegum. I'm mad. Alright, looks like we have everything we need from you. You're good to go. It's not looking too good for Fix-It. I mean, he has the paint thinner on him. His blood alcohol content was through the roof. And we saw in the text, he would do anything for Princess Bubblegum. And I mean anything. What was with the fire emoji?
I don't know, it was suspicious.
It was suspicious.
It was suspicious.
Alright, ready for the next person?
Yep.
Alright.
Go get him. Someone's feisty.
So, how long is this gonna take?
Look, we just have some questions for you.
Alright, then ask away.
Do you often shop at Oedipus Rx?
Sometimes I do a lot of shopping for other people.
So this shopping list had some interesting things on it.
Can you be specific?
One right here.
You know, the one with the matches.
And the gloves. And the chewing gum.
Oh yeah, that's Bubblegum's order. She's always at work and never has time to shop.
Makes sense why there's matches and gum on here. And the gloves.
Look, I didn't do nothing. I just shopped. Oh, can I go now?
Yeah, you're good to go. Okay. Well, I feel like it's pretty safe to say, not Doughboy.
No, he was feisty, but he wasn't incriminating himself whatsoever.
Very feisty. But did very much incriminate Bubblegum.
I mean, he practically laid it all out for us.
100%.
Matches, gloves, bubblegum. It's looking like it's her.
Yeah. Should we go get her?
I think we should go get her.
All right.
Oh, Princess Bubblegum, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, you know, just working, as I always do.
Okay, Princess, cut the crap. Where were you the night of the fire?
I was at home. I had the day off.
Just at home? Were you alone?
Did anyone come to visit you that night?
My ex showed up drunk that night.
Oh, the ex with the paint thinner, right?
I'm not sure why that matters right now.
What would you two do?
Not that it's any of your business, but we just talked.
Actually, it is our business. So fess up.
What did you do?
He brought me some groceries, and I had a headache, but I ran out of Tylenol, and he wanted to take a walk, so we took a walk.
Where did you go?
Where did you go?
I had to stop by work.
Ben.
9 p.m.
So, right before the pharmacy caught on fire? Huh?
No, the fire started at 10:37.
Well, how'd you know that, Bubblegum? We'll see you in court. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're here today for the Oedipus Rx arson case.
Given what we know, we have several suspects and an abundance of evidence. We are here today to present you, the jury, with that evidence and let you decide who is at fault.
Please present the evidence to the court.
As stated previously, we're gathered here today to discuss the details and suspects of the Oedipus Rx arson case. First piece of evidence I have here to present is a series of photos that were taken on the day of the arson. The first photo here is at 4:25 p.m. As you can see, the pharmacy was still intact. However, at approximately 10:37 p.m., the fire had started. Luckily, our local fire department came in and at 11:45 was able to extinguish the fire. On this case, we have 4 suspects. Suspect number 1 is SpongeBob SquarePants, local fry cook at the Krusty Krab down the street. Second suspect, Pillsbury Doughboy, also known as Poppin' Fresh. Suspect number 3, an employee of the Oedipus Rx pharmacy, Princess Bubblegum. And last but certainly not least, Fix-It Felix Jr. At the scene of the fire, there were several pieces of evidence left behind, one of which was a shopping list. We were able to take pens from each of the suspects and run the ink on our UV Viz and compare it to the ink that was found on this paper, and found that the ink matched none other than Pillsbury Doughboy. However, he was able to build a very strong case to support how he did not start this fire, in which this shopping list, which includes some interesting items such as matches, gloves, chewing gum, that he shops for other people for when they can't go out and grocery shop on their own. So, on the day of the fire, he was out shopping for none other than Princess Bubblegum. The next piece of evidence that we were able to find at the scene was this white powder. We were able to run it on our NMR machine, and we ran it. There were 2 peaks that popped up, showing that there was an alcohol and an amide group. You know what has an amide group and an alcohol group? I'll tell you what. Acetaminophen. Now I know what you're saying. It's a pharmacy. There's gonna be acetaminophen. I said the same thing too. However, Princess Bubblegum had acetaminophen on her around the time of the fire when she was walking by.
Up next, we found an accelerant on the scene, and we also ran it through our NMR. It just so happened to match methyl ethyl ketone. Do you know what methyl ethyl ketone is? Ladies and gentlemen, it's paint thinner. You know where you can find paint thinner? At your local hardware store. Who works at the hardware store? Fix-It Felix. And last but not least, we tested the blood alcohol content of our suspects, and there were 2 in particular that were a little too high that night. Those being SpongeBob SquarePants with 0.12 and Fix-It Felix with 0.15. In interrogation, they admitted that they were out drinking that night. And SpongeBob had quite a few things to say, such as Fix-It Felix going to see his ex, Princess Bubblegum.
Given our interrogation and our instrumental analysis using GCMS, UV Viz, and the NMR, we have been able to pinpoint 2 suspects that are at fault for this action of arson and a motive behind why they did what they did.
Princess Bubblegum admitted that she hates her boss because what can't she do at work?
Chew bubblegum.
And Fix-It Felix and Princess Bubblegum used to be in a very committed relationship.
Very, very committed.
And Fix-It Felix is still in love with her.
He stated in our interrogation that he loves her. and even said that he would do anything to rekindle that relationship. Anything. And what does anything mean? I don't know. Arson?
Who knows?
But with that evidence that we have laid out amongst the mess, it is up to you to decide who committed this heinous crime.
Thank you. People in the jury, I'll give you some time to decide.
With the evidence that's presented, I think SpongeBob is innocent. I agree. So is Doughboy.
So do we agree it was both of them?
Okay. Okay, guys. Princess Bubblegum seems to be the mastermind, but Fix-It Felix seems to just be a man who's in love with her. Still makes him an accomplice.
Your Honor, we, the jury, have decided that Princess Bubblegum is guilty of arson. And Fix-It Felix as an accomplice in this here crime.
The jury finds Princess Bubblegum and Fix-It Felix Jr. guilty of arson. Court is adjourned.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for